Greetings, everyone. I'm Sampath Veeraraghavan, the Global Chair of the IEEE Humanitarian Activities Committee, also called as HAC. I welcome you all to this opening session for the 2022 IEEE Site Day Global Celebration, and where this session will focus on humanitarian technology at IEEE, your professional home, with our respected IEEE President, Dr. Relu. For this session, we also have my colleague, Mr. Lwanga Herbert, who heads the IEEE Site program for us. Attendees will learn about humanitarian technology activities and the opportunities through IEEE HAC and an overview of recent accomplishment that highlights the meaningful global work of IEEE HAC and Site at grassroots level. And I'm thrilled and excited as well that you'll be hearing about why humanitarian technology activities are important for IEEE and how they are a valuable addition to the idea of IEEE as a members professional home from Dr. Relu. With that brief note, I would like to introduce our keynote speakers for today, President Relu. President Lu is the founder and CEO of Origin AI, a company that pioneers artificial intelligence for wireless sensing and indoor tracking. The invention of wireless AI won 3 prestigious CES Innovation Awards, including CES Best of Innovation in 2021. CES is the annual trade show organized by the Consumer Technology Association. President Lu was the distinguished university professor and Christine Kim Eminent Professor of Information Technology at the University of Maryland College Park, from where he retired after a career of more than 3 decades in education. His research contributions encompass the broad aspects of signal processing and communications. He has trained over 70 doctoral and postdoctoral students, of which 10 are now IEEE fellows. This is quite impressive. Dr. Lu was the 2019 IEEE Vice President for Technical Activities and a member of the IEEE Board of Directors as Division 9 Director in 2016 and 2017. He has served as 2012-2013 President of IEEE Signal Processing Society, where he was the Vice President for Publication and Editor-in-Chief of IEEE Signal Processing Magazine. With that brief introduction, I welcome Dr. Relu to this session, and also I welcome my colleague, Lwanga Herbert. Now, quickly, before we play the video of Dr. Relu, I would like to provide a quick visibility into what is Site Day, what is the vision of the Site Day, and some of the major highlights of HAC. As the founding chair of IEEE Site Day, I am thrilled to join the third edition, which was launched in 2020. The main purpose of IEEE Site Day is to foster the spirit of community for the global site network, increase awareness of the IEEE site within IEEE, promote the opportunity to support site financially, and celebrate the impact site volunteers and groups are making all over the world. Next slide. With that brief note, I would like to provide a 360-degree view about HAC and site. IEEE Humanitarian Activity Committee is a global committee that reports to the IEEE Board of Directors. We provide a portfolio of global programs and opportunities to inspire, connect, and engage IEEE volunteers throughout the world to carry out and support impactful humanitarian technology and sustainable development activities at the local level. SITE is a subcommittee and a popular feet on the ground initiative offered by HAC, and SITE's global network of IEEE volunteers partner with underserved communities and local organizations to leverage technology for sustainable development. Next slide. Now, at this point, as we celebrate the Global Site Day, it's also important to see the kind of tremendous impact what HAC has delivered last year and this year. And this is a reflection of the contributions of members like you. As you can see here, we had major milestones, record-breaking growth in 2021, in spite of the pandemic situation, and we are continuing some of these amazing programs in 2022. There are 5 major pillars I would like to call out. The first one is HAC supports technology center projects, where we received close to 400 project proposals from IEEE members throughout the world, and we supported close to 95 projects last year. Second, our global footprint keeps on increasing. It's very heartening to see that in 2018 we had about 4,000 members. Today we are marching towards 30,000 members. That talks about how HAC's value proposition are being appreciated by our members at grassroots. Third, we have scaled to a new heights in terms of our collaboration. We had a strong collaboration with about 30 IEEE OUs and programs and external organizations last year, which was a record-breaking year for us. Again, we strongly are partnering with IEEE regions and also all leading IEEE societies so that we could leverage some of the best-in-class technology to solve these global challenges. Lastly, we want to make IEEE a world leader in the sustainable development space. To achieve that, we launched novel programs like IEEE HAC Global Summit, which brought together world leaders and also provided a platform to demonstrate the voice of our members. Next slide. Action speaks louder than words. And you can see here the 30 plus partnerships what we have done. And this is a celebration of the impactful work done by volunteers like you, who are the heart and soul of our programs. We are grateful to all the partners, IEEE Board of Directors, and our beloved, respected IEEE presidents who have been motivating us and guiding us to deliver such an impactful program last year. And we continue to continue this journey this year as well. Next slide. As I said earlier, to position IEEE as a world leader, we needed to bring in the world-class leaders in this space, in the sustainable development space. For instance, last year we can see here ITU General Secretary, along with the Minister of Costa Rica, and the father of internet, and our very own IEEE presidents joined and inaugurated the HAC Summit, which see the participation from close to 350 people from close to 50 countries. This is an impressive feat, considering this was done for the very first time virtually. Next slide. And the last slide before we are going to see the keynote speak from our beloved president is that HAC's core benefit is empowering our members so that they can work with the local community and identify problems that is of importance to them and leverage technology as a catalyst to solve that. As you can see here, in Q1 of this year, HAC rolled out its first call for proposal, where we received about 140 proposals. And we also partnered with the societies like APS, where we also got additional proposals. So now in the next few weeks, we are going to roll out additional project proposal programs with EDS and SPS. This is quite exciting, as HAC has a very streamlined process which minimizes the overall risk to IEEE and which has maximized the impact which we have seen from the previous slides. With that brief note, I would like to thank again our President Relu for joining us, and I welcome him to deliver his keynote speech. Thank you, sir. We are honored and proud to have you in this important global event for HAC.
Thank you, Sampath. Thank you. Would you please display my slides? All right. Hello, everyone. I am Ray Liu, the 2022 IEEE President and CEO. I would like to thank Sampath, the chair of the IEEE Humanitarian Activity Committee, and Lwanga, the site chair, for inviting me to join you all this morning for the opening session of Site Day 2022. Since the SciENce program was first inaugurated in Kerala, India in 2011, it has grown to more than 205 site groups, partnering with local community in more than 50 countries on projects that leverage technology for sustainable development. I would like to thank this global network of volunteers for all that you are doing to make a real difference and to give tangible meaning to IEEE's aspiration to serve the public good. Next slide, please. For many of our members and volunteers, participating in humanitarian activity is an important reason for why they join IEEE. They are IEEE members because they want to show the world the boots on the ground vision for the IEEE's mission of advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. Humanitarian activity are included in IEEE's strategic priority as they are important to our members. And more important, these activities are a critical part of the IEEE mission and vision. I am pleased to join you today to highlight how humanitarian technology at IEEE is an essential part of what makes IEEE the professional home of hundreds of thousands of IEEE members. It has been my professional home for over 37 years. I want to share this short video with you to express my vision of IEEE. I hope that IEEE offer you the same opportunity that it has offered me, the free exchange of ideas, learning and skill building, career advancement opportunity and leadership training, and lifelong friendship and networking with like-minded colleagues. Would you please play my video now? Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Ray Liu, and I have the great privilege to serve as the 2022 President of the IEEE. I want to share a warm welcome to all of the participants. For those of you who are already IEEE members, thank you. I am honored to be your colleague. Let me share my vision with you. For those of you who are not, perhaps my brief following remarks will provide you with some insight into what IEEE does, what it can do for you, and what we can accomplish together. Do you know IEEE is no longer the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineer? It is simply IEEE. My vision is to make it simply your professional home. It is the home of engineers, scientists, technologists, practitioners, and entrepreneurs who form the community of IEEE. Our members are experts from the highest echelons of industry and academia and are in every vital area of technology, spanning almost every area one can think of. Our members are computer scientists and electrical, mechanical, and electronic engineers. They are physicists and biologists who use our tool in their daily work. They are entrepreneurs and marketeers who build their business on our technology. They are technicians who demonstrate their proficiency through their technical work. And they are teachers who share their knowledge with their students of science and technology. Long gone are the days when the technologists can count on lifelong employment with a single company. My plan is to build IEEE to be our members' home base, the home for your entire career, to help you with career growth through continuing learning and skill training, job opportunities that offer better career and professional opportunities, mentoring by connecting you with respected colleagues who can guide you, and peer networking by building a strong sense of community. In IEEE, your professional home, we have suites of product and service, including publications, conference, lifelong learning opportunities, society and council, session and chapter, and standards, all available for our members to personalize to meet their desired needs from when you first join IEEE as a student member until retirement. This professional home offers the product and service required for every stage of your career. IEEE can help ensure you have successful career development with great prospects, even when changing jobs. Through the continual learning of practical content and training of new skills relevant to your work to advance your career, IEEE not only provide technology tools, but also personal connections that can help mentor and nurture your career path. Most important, IEEE help professionals grow their soft skills, such as leadership and the ability for cross-disciplinary collaborations. In essence, IEEE offer you a whole new way of thinking and self-knowledge to consider while advancing along your career path, and for you to use throughout your life. IEEE is a community of career support and professional growth with worldwide network. IEEE is your professional home. I encourage all of today's participants, IEEE members and non-members, to engage with IEEE's activity and initiative, inspire participation from fellow colleagues, and maximize all that your IEEE membership does for you, for our professional communities, and for the benefit of humanity. Thank you. I wish you all a successful event. Please take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you. Would you please go back to my slides again? Next. Yes, thank you. IEEE's core purpose is to foster technological innovation and excellence for the benefit of humanity. Part of our vision is to be universally recognized for the contribution of technology and of technical professionals in improving global conditions. One way to do this is by helping not only our members, but also the entire global community understand how technology can be used to solve important problems and providing solutions to such life-altering issues as clean water, reliable energy, food production, and access to health care and education. Next slide, please. As an IEEE member, there are many benefits to engaging in humanitarian technology and sustainable development activity at IEEE, such as the opportunity to learn and develop a professional skill, building a connection and community with the like-minded IEEE members around the world, as well as with members of your own local community, working toward a greater purpose, and use your technical skill to give back. Through IEEE's diverse humanitarian and philanthropic program, there are many opportunities to use your technical expertise and skill to contribute, big or small, to improving the human condition worldwide. IEEE sponsor humanitarian activity leverage IEEE's global network of members and volunteers and tap into IEEE's vast resource, training, funding, institutional relationship, and educational program as we work to develop a relationship with the greater sustainable development community outside IEEE. Together, the strength and reach of the IEEE network can be leveraged to make a vast difference worldwide. Next. At IEEE, we know that the advancement of scientific and technical knowledge has always been the engine that drives the quality of life for every citizen of this planet. Progress in engineering, technology, and science is a global endeavor with worldwide implications, guided best by a diverse and inclusive community of engineers, technologists, researchers, entrepreneurs, with a goal of developing and sharing innovative solutions for the benefit of all. I truly believe that one of the most important applications of technology is to improve people's lives. For those in underserved regions of the world, it can save life, alleviate suffering, and maintain human dignity. In all the regions of the world, technology can improve the quality of life. I'm honored to be part of IEEE's great technological entrepreneurial enterprise. IEEE is our professional home that is committed to scientific and technical discovery and innovation that improve our standard of living and help us care for each other and for our planet. Next. Thank you again for all that you are doing to make a real difference and to support IEEE's effort to serve the public good. Please take care of yourself and others. I will be happy to take any question if we have time. Thank you. Thank you, Sampath.
Thank you, President Lou. That was a very, very inspiring speech. And to all our audience and members listening to the world, I'm sure you are excited and inspired with the amazing note from our respected IEEE President, Dr. Ray Lou. And thank you, sir, again for joining us and inspiring our members. Now, for the Q&A, I know Dr. Ray has a very short time available for us. So we have two important questions that we have checked from the pool of questions what we received. The first one is, President Redu, like, how important is HAC for IEEE's overall strategic growth? If you could share your views on that, that I think will be helpful for our members to the world listening to you right now.
All right, let me speak from the bottom of my heart. Our IEEE motto and mission and vision basically say that we are advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. Benefit of humanity. There are direct and indirect ways to achieve that. What we are doing in innovations, basically, we try to do that in a very indirect way to improve our life, to change the world, to make it a better place. Nevertheless, we need to give back to the community and the society in a direct way. And HAC, Sampath, the committee that you are leading, is our is at the forefront of this direct effort to give back to the community. Therefore, it cannot be more important than this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a very, very impressive response. And most important, the second aspect is that, you are a globally well-renowned leader in technology. Now, the aspect I would like to touch upon is that, HAC's partnership with societies are stronger than ever. Why is leveraging best-in-class technology is important for IEEE? The reason why I'm bringing this question is that, in 2018, for the benefit of the audience, Dr. Relu was one of the key person who mentored when I reached out to him, seeking that how we could magnify the impact of site and HAC. And he rightly pointed out at the time, Sampath, it's very important that we've also rolled out some joint programs with societies. So I'm sure he will be happy to see the growth, what we have done with EDS, APS, many societies, in fact, SPS as well. So I would like to now focus back on his view, how HAC's partnership with societies are stronger than ever. Why is leveraging best-in-class technology is important for IEEE? Over to you, sir.
Yes, Sempa, I remember that conversation 2018. You and Harley came together with President Jose Mora. Together, we discussed how we can foster and facilitate HAC to have more resources. And then at that time, I was Vice President for Technical Activity, overseeing all the society. I strongly recommend that you work with the society. There are two reasons. In order to do this humanitarian effort, we need resource. What resource do we need? Two very important things. Number one, money, the funding. We need to have a funding source. Number two, we need to have the global expertise, right? Global expertise. In addition to, I know in HAC, we have many local volunteers, local members can help. But you need to have the global expertise, global to offer the knowledge and technology. And also society. Many of our society, they are pretty profitable because they generate revenue from their conference and journal activity. And because they also have the expert, they are the ideal partner for HAC to work together to make sure that we can deliver this to make an impact to the society. And since then, yes, Sampath, I am really glad that HAC has grown a lot through partnership with the society. I will hope this relationship and partnership can continue, and then under your leadership can be reached to a new height. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot again. I think those are the two major questions we want to check with President Lou. And Lwanga, if you could turn on your camera as well, it will be good. We can take a picture. But, I think, as President Lou pointed out today to all the people out there, IEEE's larger core mission is to advance, technology for the benefit of humanity. And HAC today offers this portfolio of huge programs which provide complementary avenue, bring all of us together as one voice, one IEEE, which was beautifully put forth by President Lou in his presentation. So that shows how we are all together, and especially during the time of pandemic, to collectively put our technical skills and leadership skills and address the larger global challenges. So with that brief note, I would like to, on behalf of HAC and site, me and Lwanga, we would like to collectively thank you, sir, for joining us today and inaugurating this important global program for HAC and celebrating the spirit of volunteerism, and encouraging our members. Thank you, sir, again for your time and for your inspiring note this morning.
Thank you, Sampath and Lwanga, for inviting me. I wish you a very great, successful site day. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, sir. And for the audience out there, now we will get into the second segment where the next few segment is I will primarily focus on HAC, and then it will be followed by my dear colleague Lwanga will speak about site. So hang on to that. We're just bringing back the slides, and then we will have again a Q&A at the end. So hang in there. Whatever questions you have about our programs, make sure you are able to raise that to the Q&A box. So now let's talk about HAC, and the first segment, as you all heard about the site day, what is the vision, and then we also heard about from our respected IEEE President, Dr. Ray Liu, why humanitarian activity is very key for IEEE as a whole. Now let's quickly look about what is IEEE HAC has been doing. So next slide. So we are engineers, so I would like to start my slide with some interesting data points. Can we move on to the next set of data points? So what if there was an IEEE global activity where nearly all respondents, about 95%, are likely to renew their IEEE membership because of their participation in the activity, where 70% say that participation in the activity has a strong influence on the likelihood to renew their membership. Next slide. And about 91% are likely to participate in the activity the following year. The last slide, where 87% are satisfied with their participation. So as you can see here, about like one thing is pretty clear, we do have that activity. That activity is humanitarian activities program, where I called out earlier, we offer a portfolio of global programs, right? We provide site programs, educational programs, we provide project monitoring mechanisms, we provide project funding programs and whatnot. We also provide events, funding program, So certainly, I think we provide a value proposition, that resonates well for our members or grassroots, where they have these complementary avenues where they could leverage their technical skills and leadership skills for the larger social good, for the benefit of, for the larger benefit of humanity. Next slide. So, this is some of the data points, what you've seen actually from the real, like feedback from people who have participated in HAC program. This could be site members, project doers, and so forth. Now, coming back to HAC, there are 4 major strategic areas for us of focus. The first one is raising awareness. HAC increases understanding of the role of engineering and technology in sustainable development. Second, we provide training, we provide educational resources and opportunities so that humanitarian technology participants can have a greater positive impact. Today, we have courses in Ireland, we provide workshops, we provide webinars, and so many things we offer. Basically, we want to empower our members like you because you are the heart and soul of these programs. Third, we provide humanitarian technology and sustainable development activities. Even though we are called as humanitarian activities, it is imperative we are completely technology centered. We fund projects which basically identify the needs of the local community, and then you apply technology as the principal component to address that. And needless to say, we had a record-breaking growth last year, and we are marching towards the similar trend this year as well. Lastly, we are building a sustainable development community through collaborations. As you can see in the previous slides, 30 plus partnerships within the realm of IEEE and external organization, so that we could, jointly could create a global ecosystem to make IEEE a world leader in the sustainable development space. Next slide. Now let's look about how we deliver value proposition to our members, right? There are 2 different audiences here. One is as an IEEE member and as an organizational unit, as a program. The first one is organizational vitality, right? So HAC offers, our offerings basically can help and engage existing and inspire potential members so that they could actually, provide complementary avenues to nurture the future leaders of their programs, Second, learning opportunities. Today, if you participate in a HAC project or a site funded project, and you also take all these educational resources what we provide to you, it not only enriches your experiences, but it also opens up a lifelong learning opportunity for both academic and professional development, which is very, very important actually. Thirdly, we provide an avenue for you to network, to connect with like-minded people around the world, at global scale, at regional scale, at grassroots level, so that we have a trained set of local volunteers readily available to drive the sustainable development. Fourthly, we have an access to ecosystem, right? I mean, think about it, right? Today, IEEE is largely a multifaceted organization. There are many opportunities to create relationship and bidirectional pipelines between programs, where we could join hands, we can roll out joint funding programs, projects, and more. One example which you have seen right now is the regional partnership programs and the society partnership programs, where we also provide additional funding opportunities in addition to the HAC's funding opportunity, so that you have more avenues. So this is an amazing avenue, not only to create a vitality, increase your member engagement, but also to maximize your impact, what you can deliver to people on the ground. Lastly, increased impact. This is very important because, as you can see here, HAC's experience and expertise in managing grassroots member projects, collecting impact data, and innovating program development can aid IEEE members and OU to increase the impact of their humanitarian technology activity, effectively contributing to the overall IEEE mission. Next slide. Now, what is key here is that HAC maintains a very, very high bar, how we systematically fund our projects. We see that shortly. As you can see here, we provide funding to our members who prepare and implement humanitarian technology and sustainable development projects in the local community. I stress the word technology because, that is the bread and butter of our project. As you can see here, certainly HAC's, novel efforts and strategic programs is definitely bringing members together, which is well reflected by our massive growth in site membership. And another aspect is, the number of proposals what we are receiving over the years. And you can see here in the last 5 years, we have funded close to 421 projects and events up to the tune of $3 million. And last year specifically, we transformed our roadblock into stepping stone, in spite of the pandemic. About close to 400 project proposals and close to 92 projects were funded. Now, what makes HAC's projects very unique is that it is very, very, very streamlined. We are maximizing our impact, minimizing our risk. Let's look at that shortly. Next slide. So, one thing I want you to be aware is that, you need to have, as I said earlier, our projects are primarily centered around the needs of the local community, but at the same time, the technology component has to be the principal component. It cannot be purely a humanitarian in nature program, Second, we focus on application of technology versus the reach and design of a brand new technology. I mean, you have a locally available technology. We want to leverage that if it's possible rather than reinventing the wheel, Third, our projects focuses on medium to long-term challenges, not immediate needs in disaster. I mean, we don't support disaster recovery. It's more towards understanding the short-term needs and the long-term needs and come back with a very balanced solution and approach to it. It cannot be parachuted. We want the local members to be empowered, so it's locally driven. It's bottom up, have a connection to the existing IEEE organizational unit. And the money, the funding from HAC never leaves the fabric of IEEE. It's very, very important. The money is transferred within the IEEE ecosystem. It goes to the section, and every participant is, they have a responsibility. They are accountable to submit their reports. And also we have a project monitoring committee which monitors the growth progress of these projects to minimize the risk actually. So this is a very, very well defined project program and solutions. As you can see, our audience have worked on projects on sustainable powers, clean waters, telemedicine, internet access, and many more, breadth and width of the SDG space. Next slide. The last important thing I want to call out here is our project management program, both for HAC and site, is maintain a very high bar. It's very, very systematic process to reduce the risk and increase the impact. As you can see here, anytime you submit a proposal, it's subjected to two-stage screening process, and then once we find a potential candidate, the candidate is again further reviewed by the IEEE legal team and ORMS to minimize any kind of a legal risk and any kind of execution risk. Once the project is approved, we have the funding available to only through your local IEEE fiscal body, which is your local section. And then we do have the project monitoring committee, which comes into play, and it continuously monitors your project and make sure you are successful, your success in your effort. So this is a very, very well articulated and well tightly connected systematic process, absolutely magnifying our impact and minimizing the risk overall. We are quite proud that we have such a systematic process in place for HAC and site projects. Next slide. So again, you can see here, it's a truly global presence, right? I mean, Lwanga will talk about, how incredible we are making progress in site shortly. But you can see here how we are making a mark globally in terms of our projects. The very fact we have completely democratized the project program, where now we empower more volunteers and increasingly people are coming together, that is really satisfying to us as the leaders of HAC and site. And we wanted to thank and appreciate all the project doers at the grassroots level, because as I said earlier, members, site members and project doers, you are all the soul and heart of this program. Without you, the success of HAC and site is incomplete actually. Next slide. So with that, I would like to again thank you all. And as you see, we had a remarkable year in 2021. We had an amazing start in 2022. So any support we can do for you all, write to us. We are here to serve you. With that, I will give the mantle back to Lwanga, who will now present about IEEE site, and he will touch upon the site day activities as well. Over to you, Lwanga.
Thank you so much, Sampath. Hello, everyone. This is Lwanga Herbert, the 2021 to 2022 IEEE Site Steering Committee Chair. It is a pleasure to join this session as part of our 2022 Site Day celebration. We have been talking about IEEE Site throughout this presentation, but I thought I would restate the site mission and some key data points regarding the program. Site is a subcommittee and a popular feel on the ground initiative operating within HAC. Site is a global network of IEEE volunteers, partner with underserved communities and the local organizations to leverage technology for sustainable development. There are over 28,000 individual site members in 130 countries, making approximately 71% students or graduate students. Site encourages members to form groups to learn about sustainable development, build relationships within their local communities, and implement projects that utilize technology to tackle key challenges within their communities. Since site's inception in 2021, over 270 site groups have been established in 54 countries. Next slide. Site has steadily added more new members each year since the individual membership was established in 2016, indicating a growing interest among IEEE members to learn more about how technological skills can meet humanitarian needs and have a meaningful impact on sustainable development challenges. In the second graph, you can see the remarkable membership growth just over the course of the last 12 months. During his presentation, Sampath mentioned HAC and site's unique ability to contribute to oil vitality. Next slide, Juliana. Something worth noting is that volunteers that participate in HACs and site activities tend to be younger than IEEE members overall. Of the more than 28,000 site members, you will note that 72% are student and graduate student members. When we look at the subset of HAC and site activity volunteers that participate in the fall of 2021 survey, the age demographic is similar. It's definitely similar. HAC and site are nurturing the IEEE members and leaders of the future. Next slide. In the next slide, I'll definitely transition a bit to look about IEEE site groups. This map that we are looking at shows where the 207 site groups have been established and the impressive global reach, definitely. It also shows where we have room to continue expanding. You could note from the map, those sections, the red points indicate where site groups definitely exist. globally. Next slide. You may want to establish a new site group. This is a great way to structure a team of volunteers ready to tackle a step beyond interest in humanitarian technology activities to put into action. You will need, for example, 6 IEEE volunteers, at least 1 IEEE member with a grade of member or higher. You need an approval from your IEEE section chair. A strong petition considers, 1, a local community with which to partner. You need to have like a community, a local partner organization or partner body that will partner with in your site activities. A possible technological solution to a challenge that the local community is facing. You also need a tentative plan of activities for the first year. You also need a humanitarian training and professional development plan for the group members. That will definitely strengthen your group. Next slide. You'll have an opportunity to participate in a number of IEEE side activities planned. First of all, you have to register on the IEEE website for the site day sessions. Activities planned for 2020 from 25th April today to May, to 3rd May. 3 site group socials, definitely we shall have within these site day celebrations. 3 site group socials for the IEEE site group leaders and members. You also have an opportunity for the 2021 to take a look at the 2021 site group awards presentation ceremony. You also have an opportunity to to participate in a couple of sessions with other IEEE programs. You'll also be able to participate in the site trivia challenge. Another opportunity, great opportunity you'll have is basically to share your story, your site story with other site members. Site groups are usually encouraged to plan and host their own activities to celebrate the entire site day activities. I also encourage, that's one of the, as a site chair, that's one of the encouragement I do encourage each of you site members or site groups, basically to try and plan and host your own activities within your localities. A number of opportunities within HAC and site for our members. 1, members can add free membership to their IEEE membership. They can also take part in the free online courses on the IEEE Learning Network that equip participants with the basic understanding of humanitarian technology and sustainable development topics. They are able also to form site groups and establish teams to assess needs within their localities or local communities, as well as apply for financial resources through HAC and site funding, which my colleague Sampath has already talked about. They are also able to implement a sustainable technology solution. For example, if like you identify a challenge within your community and identify a solution, you'll be able to implement that solution within your community. Members can also as well donate to IEEE Site Fund of the IEEE Foundation. Your contribution as members of any amount helps HAC and site transform the lives of individuals and communities around the world. Read and share. You can as well read and share a number of HAC reports with your other college members. Some of the opportunities for the organization units include identify opportunities for collaboration and joint programs. There's an opportunity to publicize HAC and site opportunities and events. There's also an opportunity to sponsor or present at the IEEE, at the 2022 IEEE HAC Global Summit. Those are some of the opportunities for you all members that you can definitely make use of. Next slide. With that, I really thank you so much for taking part to attend this event. Now we would like to take some time for questions from our attendees. Thank you so much.
Sampath, I believe you're still muted. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Thank you, Lwanga. That was a very impressive presentation. Thanks for covering about, how do you form a site group, or what are the global footprint, and what are some of the important demographics about site. As you can see here, for every category of members, we do have an opportunity to engage you. So, as I said, Hack and Site offers, a portfolio of programs to inspire and connect and engage you actually. So with that brief note, this week is all about the celebration of your victory, your journey, because your journey is our journey. You are taking our vision, you are rolling it out at a grassroots level. So, to all the audience out there, if you are organizing a local site event or working on a, very interesting project, definitely send the details to us. We would like to promote it and we would like to recognize it, So again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank both President Relu and Lwanga, and also the every single members of HAC committee and site steering committee who are putting their efforts in successfully rolling out this site week celebration. And most importantly, the three pillars of HAC and site. Juliana, the staff lead for site, and Holly, the HAC lead, and Betsy. Without these three pillars, I don't think we'll be able to manage such a huge, audience of more than 30,000 people, close to 30,000 people throughout the world. So huge kudos to our staff team. So with that brief note, we can take few questions. If you could actually type your question in the Q&A, I think we could actually take them. We have about 10 minutes. We can cherry pick and answer as many questions we could in the next 10 minutes. Juliana, let me know if you see any questions. No?
Sure. So we have a comment in from Dr. Kid August, who's joining us from the New Jersey Coast Section Site Group. She says, thank you for the informative and inspiring presentation. Then she also asked what presentations will be taking place at this year's HAC Global Summit.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kate August. And again, she's also a very respected colleague and a friend. She has done a great job in New Jersey area. Thank you, Dr. Kate, for joining us and your continued contributions, in New Jersey area. So I think the Global Summit, as you see last year, we focused on 4 different elements of it, right? One is we want to bring the global leaders to showcase how technologies we play a vital role in bringing to the policy makers, industry leaders, academic leaders. So that's one aspect. Second aspect is we also had project doers, our own project people come back and showcasing what projects they have done actually. So this year also we can expect that that Global Summit will provide a global forum to reflect the voice of our own members, the impactful works what they are doing. Thirdly, and also the amazing thing is the partnership, more than 30 plus, partnership engagements. So there will be some tracks primarily will be focusing on that. Again, these are some of the elements we are carrying out from last year, and we will always love to have a buffet of surprises. So we will have more additional presentations and opportunities. But I think it is fair to expect that, probably early fall, there'll be some fine-grained information that will be available. The committee is now working very, very closely on formulating this year. But at the onset, I would say the presentations will be centered around our audience, our members, to showcase the breadth and width of activities, what they are doing. And also the partners and, the external, partners or leaders to reflect how we are truly creating a global ecosystem in the sustainable development space. And thanks for asking that important question, about the HAC Summit.
Thank you, Sampath. And Dr. Kit says, excellent. Thank you so much. And looking forward to the event. Okay, so I know we may want to give our attendees just a couple more minutes to submit any questions they may have. And in the meantime, maybe I'll ask both of you a question. So what are the factors that motivate you as HAC chair, as site chair, as longtime IEEE members and volunteers to contribute to this space of humanitarian technology?
Okay. Okay, Lwanga, do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? I'm fine either way.
I can go first, Sampath. No problem.
Okay, go for it, Lwanga. Go first.
Thank you so much, Juliana. Right. Now, for my case, the communities I live in or I've lived in since my childhood, I've been facing quite a lot of challenges. And from my childhood, I've always had a lot of passion for technology, innovation, application. So over time, I developed some kind of enthusiasm and interest of thinking of solutions, technology solutions that can really curb such problems my communities have been facing since my childhood. So with that kind of mindset, I came to really come into contact with engineers, technologists, and who really inspired me to go in for an engineering career, which engineering career could in return encourage me or allow me apply my developed skills within my communities in order to solve the problems those communities are facing. And within that kind of with that kind of thinking, I later on joined as an IEEE member, where I came to network with a number of volunteers who are really applying in innovation and technology skills to curb solutions within their local communities, which in a long term, in a longer return, led me to becoming a site chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lwanga, and thank you, Juliana. That's a very important question that what you have put forth. So I think my journey with IEEE itself started as a student involved in developing technological solutions to assist children with special needs in India, where I saw the ladder of technological innovation. So I had an opportunity to work with the parents of the children and understood their pain, what they're undergoing. So that was actually my motivating factor, making me to think about close to 2 decades back when I was in undergrad school. How do you come back as a technologist with solutions which are relevant, appropriate, and actionable? The success of that program helped me to devise some kind of a technological solutions which can identify the development and delays in young children's. And from there, the experience I got out of the program, the satisfaction in seeing the smiles of the children and the family below the poverty line benefiting by this program motivated me. And from there, I never looked back. I then went on to design one of the first ever large scale information system on disability in India, targeted to cover over 1 million people in the southern India. And then in the last 18 years, I have spearheaded large scale programs at global scale to bringing together policymaker, global leaders in industry and academia to actually drive and advance social innovations. This in fact led to me create a global program called as Brahmam, the knowledge. So this has been a terrific journey, and my entire volunteering journey with IEEE always comes with a tagline like advancing technology for the humanity. So I always look for avenues where I could actively contribute. I have served in the EPICS committee and spearheaded site to some of launching some of the novel programs like Site Week, Site Day, and now spearheading HAC. So this has been quite transformational to work and continue to learn, more importantly, from volunteers throughout the world. So this I think was probably my reason, and also the reason why I'm continuing to invest my energy and my passion in this space.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for those insightful answers, and inspiring as well to hear about why you are motivated to work in this space at IEEE. Okay, so it looks like we have more of a comment here in the chat box. This is speaking from someone who has received HAC site project funding, grateful for the opportunities to lead a project locally in Kenya. Some of the steps of the projects are highlighted in this link that he's posted here for everyone to visit. And If I haven't done so already, what I can do is just share those also to the IEEE site group on LinkedIn, given that those are LinkedIn links. So even if you don't have the chance to click on that URL right now, if you visit the IEEE site page on LinkedIn, you'll be able to see those posts.
Yeah. And again, hey, Kitinji, thanks a lot for your note. I have seen you actively contributing there. Huge kudos to you and your team. So again, we are always looking out for good stories to publicize in our newsletter and other things. So for all the people out there, as I said earlier, you are the, heart and soul of our program. So we wanted to, promote your work. So if you have a great project, you are doing an event, write to us. We wanted to, share your stories, So write to us. And of course, we have HAC Summit as well coming later in the year, where we'll be inviting or soliciting, projects, submissions, where you will have an opportunity to come and present it. So this is quite, glad to know that, you got funded by our by HAC program, and your team is doing well on that. So thanks a lot for sharing your links on that. Okay, we have about 2 minutes. We'll love to take a few more questions, but while we're waiting, there are some exciting events also, we have site social, we have award ceremony, and we also have trivia. So in addition, I know there are tons of events that's been planned by the local site groups all over the world. So make sure you kind of report your activity through the V tools. We may have an element of surprise, whoever is reporting, we may reach out to them with some surprise. So make sure you are also reporting, so that gives an opportunity for us to actually provide visibility of the impactful work, what you're doing at grassroots, I just wanted to call that out actually, because sometimes, people are super busy that they put up a huge, amazing event, but then they forget to report to us. So we want to hear what you are doing at the grassroots during the site day, which is very important to us. So definitely make sure you are submitting your reports on time to the V2Tools program, and also participate in all the social and other events that's been planned by the site steering committee this week.
Thank you, Sampath. Just looking at our time, and want to offer this last minute of our session to both of you for any final thoughts.
I think the most important thing is we are we are all meeting very important. I mean, as we are all as a global community, we are trying to recover from the pandemic situation. I think knowing is not sufficient. We must act on it. So I think HAC provides that kind of complementary avenue to transform your ideas into actionable programs where you can have a real world impact. And the value proposition is tremendous. As you can see here, from 4,000 to 30,000 in a span of 3 years it's not an easy task, but we are able to pull this off by the dedication and commitment of volunteers like you all, So the only request we have here in my part is that, as the global chair of HAC, I'm here to serve you all, So write to us if there's a need, if there's a support you need for your site group, you need workshops or funding, write to us. We're there to guide you out, So with that brief note, if there are challenges or pain points that you're also facing at grassroots level, we would like to help you out. We would like to sit with you and help you navigate those challenges collectively as a family. So with that brief note, stay safe and healthy. Again, really, really proud of you all, what you are doing at the grassroots. And I cannot wait to see the impactful work, what you are doing, and look forward for your presentation in HAC Summit on that. With that brief note, again, I thank Lwanga again for giving me this opportunity to join you all today. And I give the floor back to Lwanga.
Thank you so much, Sampath. To all of your members, I will definitely end by encouraging each one of us to make use of the current opportunities within HAC and Site. Adding free membership, site membership is one of the current opportunities. Take part in a number of training courses on the IEEE Learning Network, as well as a couple of other opportunities that I've already talked about. And then along those lines, I would wish to thank the 2022 Site Steering Committee for all the efforts, not forgetting the entire IEEE lead staff, Juliana, Holly, and Betsy. As Site, we thank you so much for the entire support. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lwanga. Thank you, Sampath. And thank you to all our attendees for joining today's session. We do hope to see you at some of our other IEEE Site Day events this week.